Alright, here we got game number 2 going on between Team Shrek is Love and SynC eSports. As game 1 went to SynC in about 15 minutes, as they pretty much just rolled over their opponent's relatively early game oriented strategy and just started to group up and push, and there's pretty much nothing Ogre could do about that. They picked a Dr. Repulsor that just did not get online fast enough, so well played to SynC in game 1, and we'll see how Ogre looks to respond here in game 2, banning out both Bubbles and Flux. Flensblaster on the Bubbles last game, having a pretty solid impact. I don't think he was as impactful as the Magmus, played by Mickey, but they will first pick the Magmus here, so still denying it to SynC eSports in any case. Kronos and Rhapsody can be the bans out for Flensblaster here. No surprise we see the Kronos ban. We pretty much always see that ban on Hellborn's side, and obviously for just ridiculously powerful reasons, because that hero apparently just wins every single game. And as much as we've seen it, he's won like 60% of the time, so yeah, he's pretty much up there in terms of the overall win rates. He just gets banned out like crazy. But the rest of the phase flying through pretty quickly. Obviously, the Rhapsody ban making a lot of sense too, considering how powerful that hero is. But the Legion side will start off with Magmus, Swiftblade, and Engineer. So I think the Swiftblade tri-lane is no doubt a possibility here. Engie and Swiftblade would be a nice combo. I think what you need, though, is a setup. So you've got Torture, that would work alright. I think Aluna might have some sense here because she's got a targeted stun. I don't like Aluna, but she would fit the tri-lane aspect here. Burst damage, target stun to set up the Engineer Keg, which also helps the Swiftblade spin. So if we see the Legion tri-lane, which I think that we will considering it's a Swiftblade, then I wouldn't be surprised to see something like Aluna, maybe a Glacius, just something that has a more reliable stun than like an Amphora or even a Torture or a Pyromancer. Witchslayer could make some sense with that miniaturize. And his own Graveyard, of course. Hellborn side will pick up Drunken Master, Empath, and Warbeast. So we'll see if that Warbeast is a jungling Warbeast or a Suicide Warbeast. I lean towards Suicide just because I don't think that Warbeast is very good in the jungle. He's got many of the same problems as a Keeper of the Forest, where he's not active until level 6. The difference is, even at level 6, he can sometimes have difficulty finding a kill, and in the meantime, he just doesn't farm as well as Keeper. The advantage he has, of course, is he's got a late game capacity. You know, he can turn to that right-click carry, but I just think his laning phase is so weak as a jungler that you don't really want to do that. And KZU, of course, plays a very, very powerful Warbeast, so would not be surprised at all to see them pick up either another jungler or a second support and put that Warbeast in the hands of KZU. In fact, I fully expect it. But the Drunken Master, obviously a very powerful hero, has lots of potential in any of the 3 lanes. Likely going to be mid, I think, here. Flens doesn't typically run that as a carry, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Drunken Master middle, Empath babysitting something in the top lane, and Warbeast as the Suicide. That leaves us either with a second support or a jungle. Both are viable, as Drunken Master can take that solo mid role just fine. And to be fair, we also see KZU play that mid Warbeast as well, which is really weird for me, but I don't want to remove that off the table because it is definitely a possibility. Bans are done here for the Legion side. Dr. Pulse for Pestilence and Keeper of the Forest get removed, so looking to ban that one jungle option. Obviously, Keep the Forest plus Warbeast is just massive push, so no doubt sensible that they'd want to get rid of that possibility for the Hellborn side. And taking out some Initiator potential in Pestilence. So here we don't really see too much, but I think one that is still quite viable, as well as Dr. Repulsor, a favorite of Flensmeister, and definitely a strong combination with that Empath, so would fit the lineup very well. I like the bans here from the Legion side. They make a lot of sense. Hellborn side going to ban out Ophelia, Pharaoh, and Glacius, so the Glacius, no doubt, as a combination with either the Swiftblade dual lane or the Swiftblade tri-lane, definitely makes sense. Pestilence, Pharaoh in the Suicide role and Ophelia in the jungle if they do decide to run the dual lane, and then either Suicide or solo short the Swiftblade, but it will be the Torture, and I'm no longer moving towards that tri-line idea. Torture and Engineer both have stuns that are relatively difficult to land. Torture is not as much as Engineer is. He's sort of in the middle between a target and an Engie Keg. But the cast time is pretty substantial. The range isn't the greatest, and the AoE isn't the greatest, which means that you land it most of the time, nearly all the time maybe, at the competitive level. But it misses too often, I think, to be considered a really initiator stun so much. I think people that initiate with it do so more because they have to. Like, that's the best candidate they have for initiation stun. But if you look at something like a Torture and Magmus combination, you'd never initiate with the Torture or stun unless Magmus just didn't have the range at a very early level. You pretty much always initiate with Magmus stun. But speaking of Aluna, that will be picked up by the Hellborn side, so it's definitely going to be a laning Warbeast. We'll see if it ends up going middle or Suicide. At this point, I would lean toward the suicide just because I don't think they have a substantial tri-lane unless they pick a tri-lane hero here. And Rally's not really a tri-lane hero in my opinion, so I'm looking at the defensive dual lanes here, I think, with Warbeast in the suicide role, Rally, and a Luna middle, Empath, Drunken Master top. So it will be actually Funzmeister on that carry DM, and I was wrong earlier. What a surprise. But Lodestone here going to get picked up and get played by Pethin, and he played the mid Pharaoh last time. I think he is their typical suicide player, so I think he will be in the suicide role this time. Count Crapula definitely their carry player, so he'll be playing the carry Swiftblade, and Demstrats is, I believe, typically their mid initiator type hero player. So I'm expecting a defensive dual lanes from the Legion side as well, which would put us at a Lodestone top, probably a Magmus Engineer middle, and a Torturer Swiftblade in the bottom lane. So that Torturer Swiftblade likely be going up against Keizu's Warbeast, and should have just a fine time. Warbeast going to have it a very difficult time trying to be able to stay in lane against that Swiftblade combination, or Swiftblade Torturer combination. No escape mechanism, no stun, no slow. If he gets spun on, there's a reasonably good chance he's going to die. First ranked hero, you can see he just doesn't have that much health. He's currently at 568 compared to 587 for Drunken and 606 for Rally, so not the tankiest of heroes. And so if he gets stunned, spun, and then impaled, he's pretty definitely going to die. He is scouting with wolves, though. So Keizu learning from the Hauntor Season 2 finals. And that's probably just never going to die. Those things move so damn fast, 400 move speed. Courier getting dropped down here. We'll see if we can... Nope, can't see any items in the Courier either. I assume he's got a ward coming. But the lanes for both sides relatively easy to call. Actually, looks like it will be the aggressive tri-lane here. And it's going to be the Rally and the aggressive tri-lane. Alright. I'm not the biggest fan of this. It will be Warbeast in the middle. So, as I said before, that was definitely a possibility, and it ends up actually coming to fruition. Legion side's lane's much easier to predict, obviously. Meanwhile, actually, Spin is forced out by Swiftblade, and he's in some trouble. Body blocking is going down, and he's getting caught out. This is going to be a death for Count Crapula right off the bat as Lap gets the last hit with his power throw. Okay, I'm not sure what he was doing all the way up there without Torture. Presumably he did not expect the aggressive tri-line. I think that's the only explanation. It looks like Engineer will be rotating out here, so looks like we're going to have some tri-line on tri-line action. Before that really gets going, let's take a look at the other lanes. Up top, Lodestone versus Drunken Master. Should be difficult to kill either of these heroes. Both of them have a solid escape mechanism, and both of them don't provide that much early game damage. Actually, Lodestone might be the only one that has an equal potential here, just because his Head Smash is such a low-cost spell and does a ton of damage. But I don't expect either hero here to die unless one of them misplays pretty significantly. Mid lane, Magmus versus Warbeast. I think Magmus has absolutely no potential to die here between Steam Bath and Lava Surge. There's just Keizu. If Keizu gets killed on Warbeast or on Magmus here, no. Demstrat should absolutely not die. On the other hand, Keizu could get killed, especially if he fails to hit level 6 first, which could be a bit of an issue, or if he starts taking some rash damage, especially from that lava touch. So he's going to have to be a little bit careful here, and we'll see if Demstrats can turn this into a kill. He does have a bit of a lane advantage, and then there's the bottom lane. So generally, I like aggressive tri-lanes more than defensive tri-lanes. And actually going to be a jump here onto Engineer. They took onto the Torture chain reaction, the wall goes out, and that's going to be the kill onto Engie. They're going to try to kill here onto Rally, but it's not going to get it. Oh, Torture not quite able to finish him off. Last auto attack will finish off Count Crapula, and now Torture also going to be in some trouble. We'll see if Luna can grab the stun here. Yes, there it is. Rally gets the compel forward. Essence Link, and that's going to be 3 kills.
It's a 3-way.
So Zlap picking up a hat trick, and he is at 580 gold per minute, which is pretty hilarious. So things are already going really, really poorly here for the Legion side, and this is part of the reason I don't like defensive tri-lanes is not only do you have a defensive tri-lane here, which is losing, you also have a Suicide, which should lose his lane because he has the long lane. And it looks like we're going to break this tri-lane up relatively quickly, with NG heading back middle, and Torture actually heading top, so they're going to effectively Suicide the Swiftblade bottom, as I guess their initial plan they felt like was a good one, and now they're like, okay, yeah, maybe it was a better idea, and Count Crapula here, buddy, you're going to suffer a little bit, but it's what we have to do, and we'll see how much he can survive here. Definitely going to play a lot more defensive than he would have otherwise. Does this ward not see the other one? Odd. I would have expected. I assume these rewards getting dropped on the ground, or maybe some sort of region. I don't know, I really have to fix the thing. I'll do it after this game. Top lane, meanwhile, actually Drunken Master getting jumped, and he will be able to run away a lot faster than Torturer here. Engineers looking for the cutoff, though, actually will stop the Refreshment Rune, and he's going to be in some trouble. They do pick off Flensmeister here. Okami getting the last hit. Nicely played there from Cluckmuck as he manages to finish off Drunken Master by anticipating the route and then being ready with the Keg Stun at the perfect time. And really, that's probably something that should have been called by Keizu. I don't know if they saw Engineer rotate, but if they did, then Keizu should have been like, dude, my hero's support is gone, and maybe you should be careful about running directly towards middle lane. So I don't know if that's a lack of communication or if Keizu just did not know that Engineer was around here. Still, it was a bit of a greedy play from Flensmeister anyway, trying to go for the rune there instead of just, you know, heading back, seeing as he had so little health. Because, I mean, really, once he got that rune, what was his next play? Like, either I go down again towards Magnus, who then can come up towards me and kill me with Blob Surge, or I head back into Torturer, who can kill me. I guess he figured the Refreshment would provide him enough health to be able to deal with that. But anyway, the rotation here is successful, and Torturer and Lodestone will be heading top against Drunken Master and Empath, which is the lane that I initially thought would happen. And we'll actually have a true Suicide Rally here, as it appears that Oluna will rotate mid to help out Warbeast. I'd like to see Keizu rotate bottom as well and have Rally head middle, just because I think there's too much kill potential there. Actually, the top lane, Torch going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down, but they're also going to trade it for Flensmeister, so that's definitely a good trade here for the Legion side on Team Shrek is Love, as Okami gets the last hit thanks to his impalement, but also takes the death. 1 for 1. Notable that Okami is a ringer here for Team Shrek is Love. I don't remember who their other typical player is, but I can look it up. Is it Drogon? No, it's not Drogon. I swear to God, they're different. Maybe it's Drogon, maybe it's Max. I think they have a pretty substantial roster. Top lane, meanwhile, got Lodestone once again getting abandoned here by Torture, as he will adopt the Suicide role once more. And speaking of Torture, he's got an Invis rune here in middle lane, looking to set up a kill, probably on Warbeast. Chain Reaction stun will follow the Lava Surge, but a nice stun from Aluna there, and Warbeast actually just hit level 6, so he's able to pop the ultimate and get away. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Drops the impalement here, he's trying to bait out some spells and does so. Both Torture's spells getting dropped, and that will cost him some mana as well as some cooldowns. Looks like Keizu will head back to base, and presumably just TP back to the middle. So well played there. Wasting some mana there from Okami, and really not suffering at all for it. Bit of a risk, but hey, it's unlikely they're going to be able to finish off that kill anyway. So Keizu's going to head back to this middle lane once again, and continue to increase his farm, sitting at 260 gold per minute. It's not the greatest in the world. Demstrat's there on that Magnus at 315 GPM, so not out winning this lane, as he should be expected to, really. Especially considering he had more initial support. Up here, Torture and Lodestone looking for a kill. Empath is gonna be alright, it looks like, as she is able to head off to the side and not quite get caught by either a rocket drill or a chain reactions. Is it chain reaction or chain reactions? Chain reaction. Lodestone can pop the ultimate here, but he's gonna get spotted by the Hellborn creeps, and actually I'm not sure this is the initiation they want on the Hellborn side. Flensmite's gonna take a bunch of damage. Looks like he will be able to get a kill on Okami though, and that's going to be it. That's going to be all of the damage. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Rally able to compel forward, drop the seismic slam onto Swiftblade, and boy, that's not happy. Top lane, they're going to try to chase down Lodestone here, but will not be successful. Pethman going to be able to get away just fine. Lava Surge in the middle doesn't connect on a Luna. Bit iffy there. Stun tries to change to Demstrats on there in that Magnus, but that's not going to happen. Chain Reactions does connect on the Warbeast though. Lava Surge is up, and they're going to go for a Luna instead, figuring they probably can't chase down Warbeast. That's likely true. They're going to be able to pick up Zlap here with the last auto attack there, but Okami going to pay for it with the Warbeast Wolves, as that's a death. Top lane, meanwhile, actually Cluckmuck dies as well, as the Rally comes in, drops the Compel, and Flensmeister picked up the last hit with his auto attack. Middle lane, Lava Surge coming in there, and actually Kaiser can be in some trouble. That's going to be another kill. So Demstrat's playing that very well, actually. Managing to get enough of his mana back to drop the Lava Surge and Eruption on Kaiser's head after he knew the Warbeast ultimate was down. So, Ogre looking a lot better in this game than they did in Game 1. And definitely looking like they're a significant threat to SynC eSports here. Annie, aka Mickey, gonna rotate to the middle lane now, as they feel like maybe we should put 2 stuns in this lane instead of just 1, and perhaps Warbeast can either head to the jungle or the bottom lane. And top lane, well, it's still gonna get jumped once again. Already dropped the rocket drill. Essence Link gonna do enough damage. Nope, not quite. Pethan will survive, and now it looks like Insania gonna be in a lot of trouble. Lava Surge finishes her off, and that will be the kill. So Pathan there drawing just enough damage without dying. And the response from the Legion side was pretty substantial, actually. And it looks like they've evened out the experience. Still down about 2,500 gold, but not the worst. Definitely recoverable. They do have a very strong early to mid-game team. And they can go fairly late here with this Swiftblade as well. I don't think they can go quite as late as Hellborn can with Drunken Master and Warbeast, but they should definitely have some sort of advantage. They have a ton of stuns. And it's a pretty strong team fight too. Engineer ultimate, Lodestone ultimate, Swiftblade ultimate, Magnus ultimate, and Torture is just general enormous amount of AoE. We're looking picked up there by Magnus at 10.5, 11 minutes in. And no doubt a pretty crucial pickup there as well. Looks like he'll be hitting level 11 soon. Already level 10. 2 levels higher than anybody else in this game. So Demstrat's having quite a game. And I think he just showed the PK, which is a bit unfortunate. But maybe not. It looks like Annie's going to be in some trouble here. Gets a drop on Lava Surge and Chain Reactions. Is he going to be able to take enough damage? Will compel himself away. And no, that's not going to be enough. Swiftblade span lasting just long enough to help chase him down. So 4-man gank there, but they do pick up the kill, and definitely worth it. We'll see if they can do some damage to this tower and possibly even kill it as well. The creep wave hasn't come in for a while, so this could be a mid lane tower kill. Phase boots picked up there by Swifty, as he's looking to be a little more mobile than anything else. And I can understand that. The Rally Compel, the Warbeast Ultimate, the Drunken Master Lunge, you know, they have various escape mechanisms, and it wouldn't hurt to be able to catch them, or to be able to run from them, for that matter. Swifty will head into the woods to try to farm. Count Crapula sitting only at 260 gold per minute compared to Demstrats at 385 leading the game right now. After that, just mostly the rest of the Hellborn side with Flens, Annie, and Keizu taking spots number 2 through 4. As far as rest of game strategy goes, I like the aggression that that SynC is, sorry, not SynC, that Shrek is Love is putting up here, and I think they need to continue it. Got rallying in the middle lane once again. It looks like Engineer's heading back here as well. We'll see if they can manage to drop some more stuns on his head and kill him. Obviously quite tanky and very difficult to deal with that Compel, even with perfect stun rotation as we saw last time. It took a pretty lengthy Swiftblade spin to be able to finish him off. So, not the best target perhaps, but definitely one that they seem to be grouping up on, and instead it will be the top lane as Okami and that Torture is heading up here. But a Ward of Sight is going to spot all sorts of stuff. That's a pretty interesting ward placement actually. I'm betting it brings a lot of vision. Just at a range of that tower. Flan's going to jump in here onto Count Crapula, and he's going to spin to basically stop anything else. Torture here as well to discourage aggression. Bottom lane, Lodestone's been farming down here for a little while, and I'm assuming that's because he's looking to pick up a portal key as well. And that should make two relatively easy PKs on this Legion side, which should give them two heroes that have PK and stun initiation from long range. He's looking to farm the woods more than anything else, feeling like he doesn't really want to expose himself in lane and hey, free Legion jungle, as the Shrek is Love side has not warded up their woods at all. In fact, the only wards that we see are in the middle lane for them. But Hellborn, similar situation. Insania, only ward on the map that he's placed is right here in this top lane, and they're looking to try to take this down. Empath going to jump inside of Flensmeister here, but he's just going to run away. He's got double damage room up, so I'm a little surprised they're not going to be more aggressive here. And again, there are 4 heroes to the Hellborn side, and I know that there's definitely some response is going to come if they try to take the tower down, so perhaps that's the correct decision. Bit unfortunate that Empath had to waste her ultimate, but hey. Bottom lane here, Lodestone looks like he might be trying to set up for something, and yeah, here comes a TP in. We'll see if KZ can react to this, or if he even needs to. Path in there, missing a fair bit of CS actually. That one as well, using head smash, but I still think he didn't get it. And a little money sign popped up, so I figured. So, push from both sides, relatively strong. They both have pretty decent wave clear, and on the Legion side they got Torturer, and on the Hellborn side they got Warbeast, so perhaps a bit more adept at pushing is this SynC team, but doesn't look like Legion side is incompetent either. Speaking of that top lane, looks like this tower will go down. There's no defense set up whatsoever by the Legion side, and that's going to be a pretty easy tier 1. And the first one of the game. 15 minutes in, it takes them that long to kill a tower here compared to last game. 15 minutes they were pushing base, so definitely a superior performance here from Team Shrek is Love, and obviously that's the sort of thing you like to see, you know. Learn from your mistakes, don't make them again. Lava Surge initiation down there, but Rally's going to counter it, and he's going for a Seismic Slam onto Magmus. That's going to be an easy kill, so Torture also going to pay for this. So Connie going to get caught out under the tower, and the response from the TPs on the Legion side, or Hellborn side, were just way better. I'm not quite sure what Magmus was trying to accomplish there. He jumped in way past his team. There wasn't nearly enough time for Torture to get up there and help him out at all, although I'm not sure if it would have mattered. Meanwhile, bottom lane tower did also fall, and mid tower is going to suffer the same fate here. So 15 minutes, no towers, then a minute and a half, 3 towers. So no doubt some good stuff there. Actually, in the middle lane, Swiftblade does get picked off. Essence Lincoln Wall goes down, and his power throw snipe from his lap. He's having a pretty fantastic game here, 6-1-1. Meanwhile, Cluckmuck going to cut on this Engineer, and that's going to be the last hit from Flensmeister. Will get the kill. So this Aluna, man. 265 GPM, 6-1-1. Chain reaction there from Torture, trying to stop the wave push a little bit. Bottom tower falls to Warbeast because that's what he's going to do now, is just wreck your towers. So now we're at 2 minutes past the 15-minute mark. We've taken 4 towers. So this is looking at the tower every 30 seconds or so is the pace that SynC are settling on. Bottom lane Lodestone trying to deal with this push a little bit, but not quite as successful as you might hope. Just does not have the amount of wave clear that a Magmus does, or a Swiftblade does, or maybe even an Engineer does. Warby's going to pop the ultimate here. She's going to try to chase down this Engineer, and it looks like Clockmuck's going to be in a lot of trouble here. One more left to auto attack. Avoids the kickstun. Well done, and that's going to be it. Will just run out of the energy field. Absolutely has no problem taking that. Now KZU actually going to be aggressed on. In the meantime, though, I'm going to get caught out here by Magmus and Torture. That's going to be the death of Insania. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Pathan picking up the last hit there, as Lodestone gets some much-needed portal key gold. I think he actually might have it already. Once again, stupid compat thing apparently messed up. I don't know what it is. We'll see if I can get it fixed. Middle lane here, looks like the Legion side is grouping up a little bit. You've got 4 heroes in the general vicinity of this middle lane, so any aggression will be returned. But SynC not choosing to push quite yet. And the Warbeast Wolf's just knowing the crap out of Okami here on Torture. Shrunken Head picked up by Fundsmeister on that Drunken Master. And that makes plenty of sense, obviously, with Engineer Ultimate and Magmus Ultimate. Magmus gonna get push book forward there, but there's a Seismic Slam counter, and boy, Demstrat just gets blown up. Lodestone gonna pop the ultimate. We'll see if it does anything. Okami in the background, Torture falling. Lex Tanios doesn't do anything because he already gonna do that and take that no armor, but they just wreck him after the Shadow Storm goes off. So 3-4-0 exchange there in SynC's favor. They have a D word somewhere? How'd they even see that? Odd. Mid tower now going to be heavily pushed, and that'll be another kill as KZU takes the top tower as well. So, once again, 15 minutes, no towers. 20 minutes, all towers. And now they're going to start pushing base. Another 5 seconds of both Lodestone and Magmus. And they're going to have to back off a little bit here on the Legion side. I think there comes the port, and Drunken Master's like, yeah, I'm out of here, buddy. Magmus has the Lava Surge stun, though, will hit onto Aluna. That's going to be it. Chain Reactions connected to Fundsmeister, and a nice red stun from Aluna will hit quite a few heroes. Okami in the background falls. Swiftblade just managed to get Swift Slashes off, but he's still going to fall. Lodestone and Drunken Trail will hit a couple, and NG Ultimate, nice placement actually. They will be able to pick off Salat. Ultimate from Magmus comes back in. That's going to be a kill on Annie on the rally, and looks like Fundsmeister might get chased down here, trying to run away. Energizer gets pops though, as the Swiftblade buyback comes in. Ironpath Wall does quite a lot to annoy them, and now it looks like Pathan's trying to chase her down. In the meantime, Fundsmeister's looking for something. KZU's pushing the base this whole time. Shrunken Head gets popped there by Flans, and he's going to be able to get away. Off to the side, Empath probably has too much health to get caught out by this Lodestone, and he will actually just stop the push. So, okay. KZU's like, yeah, alright, you chase my entire team, I'll kill your tower. Ends up being a really, really favorable engagement there for the Hellborn side, as they do lose a couple of heroes, but they take a base tower, and they bait out a lot of spells. Initiation there from Lodestone, but we're going to see some ports get dropped, and Lex Talliance goes down. Lodestone might be in some trouble here. Nice stun there from Aluna, thanks to the push book. And that's going to be it. And Jojo gets popped, but not going to be able to catch Swiftblade here, as he's a little too fast. Middle lane, actually, Demstrat's on that. Magmus dies as well. Let's see how that happened. Portal key from Annie, and Seismic Slam. There it is. So, 2 heroes I don't like here in the lead on the Hellborn side, and Rally and Aluna both doing quite well. Shows how much I know. Warbeast, though, going to get jumped, and he's going to turn this around to Torture, like, alright, you want to kill me? Fine. Now I'll try to take down your Engineer as well, and then, no, maybe not so much. He will be able to get this Rax. He might pay for it, though. KZU going to be in a lot of trouble here. Yeah, he's definitely going to fall. So, That's worth. Oh, that's all right. He's got a puzzle box. Warbeast puzzle box plus Warbeast Wolves means just ridiculous pushing. Like, that's insane amounts of pushing. Any hero becomes a good pushing hero with puzzle box, and Warbeast is already a good pushing hero, so that explains why Warbeast is killing towers so damn fast. But SynC managed to get a Rax in the top lane. And they pay for it with KZ's life, but he's probably okay with that, considering he intentionally made that trade knowing he was going to die. He's like, alright, well, we'll just kill this Rax. And it looks like SynC is not going to stop the aggression here, as Annie's pushing the bottom lane once again. And Ogre has been entirely hemmed inside their base, so this is a stage of the game where they should have some power. And they've got level 2 ultimates on everybody except for Engineer and Torturer. They've got, they had a decent amount of farm on their team in general. They were behind, but not by that much. And they have a lot of teamfight AoE ultimates. I think it's just the split push. Hellborn have never been grouped up as 5. It's always been 3, maybe 4 heroes. Warbeast is never with anybody else. He's always pushing by himself. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we're going to see a jump here onto Rally, but that's going to be it. And he'll take the rocket drill stun. No, push book away helps. Shatterstorm there connects as well, and Annie still might be in some trouble. Nope, portal key away. He's just fine. Meanwhile, this whole time, Congar is getting killed, and this should be a relatively easy token. Likely to go to Warbeast here. Nope, Flens is going to take it. I would have preferred the Warbeast personally, just because he's more often by himself, he's more often solo pushing, so in the event that he gets ganked, he can just be like, alright, you're going to kill me, then I'll drop the token, and then I'll activate my ultimate, run away, and be just fine. But with that token up on Flensmeister, looks like they're going to push this bottom lane here. You've got Magnus off to the side, and he's going to probably TP home. Or maybe he'll just clean up the creep wave first. And there's the TP. Mid lane getting pushed in by Warbeast once again, as he's taking the Warbeast Wolves. And that, by the way, that was how they're killing wards before, I think, is the puzzle box. But Staff of the Master on Rally, always funny. Word of Sight will spot, Word of Rev, excuse me, will spot Zlapt here on this Aluna, as he has an Invis rune. Flens in the bottom, I believe, has a haste. Yeah. So they're once again looking to split push. They're looking to try to divide up the team fight here on the Legion side, and what the Legion need to do are commit heavy to one of these pushes. They're like, look, let's kill this mid push, or let's kill this bot push, and then we'll go address the other one. So drop the NG ultimate, drop the Magnus ultimate, drop the Swift ultimate, kill a couple of heroes, and then be like, alright, well now this is a 3v5, and we don't have our ultimates anymore, but it doesn't matter. Because you just can't deal with, being down 2 or 3 heroes. No, jump them, guys! Lexelianos goes there onto Magnus, and we'll see if Demstrats will choose to initiate.
The Hellborn had destroyed
Middle lane, meanwhile, though, Warbeast is just like, alright, if you're going to focus bottom, then I'll do that. In the meantime, the Engineer gets dropped, and the NG ultimate will be killed. Lone Soul ultimate in the background, on top of the Swifty ultimate. We'll see if Flens can do anything. Yep, he's just killing everything. Shrunken Head is up. Man, he hits hard with that Empath inside. Swiftblade is here. He's trying to run away. Obviously, still has the token, so he doesn't care too much. And channel up the Eruption, though, and that's going to be on 3. Does take the token off of Flensmeister, but that's not going to be it. Enough, actually. And Demstrats will fall once again. There's the CC vote, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that. There it is. So, I think a much better played game here from Ogre, but you still see the lack of communication, I think, is probably an issue. It doesn't seem like they're as coordinated. Perhaps the lack of experience being a bit of an issue. They don't really seem to know when to group up. They have some issues making decisions. And to be quite frank, very, very possibly just a lack of skill. These players don't have as much competitive experience, so they don't quite measure up. Even if they're making all the right decisions and they're communicating well, they may not be able to, do the things, to click the buttons that can help them win this game. But anyway, SynC will take this series 2-0, and it's a result that surprised pretty much nobody. But that will do it for this series.